Hey folks, it's Mike here from Charlie Crossing Heating and Cooling. We just want to go over the Fujitsu ductless systems that we do a ton of. Installation, service, maintenance. It's a big part of what we do, aside from boilers, furnaces, central air, all that fun stuff. Anything residential HVAC really. But we wanted to make a quick video to go over the head units and just kind of give people an idea, and our customers also can check this out so that if after we leave, you weren't sure of something, here's your chance to see it again. So again, this is a Fujitsu head unit. These do heating and cooling for your homes very efficiently. And with us being a Fujitsu Elite dealer, it does give you a 12-year warranty on your installations, which is really great. So basically, these head units here, to go over the filters, which are somewhat most important, they slide out just like this. When they're at the head unit, this head unit, when it's running, pulls in air from the top of the unit, pulls it through the coil, and blows it out the bottom. And I'll turn this on in a minute to show you. Filters, so again, air comes in over the top, so it comes in over this filter, goes through this coil, and comes out the bottom. Each side has an insert. Doesn't matter what side you put the blue or the white insert, doesn't matter. When you go to clean these, take out your insert. It's pulling in air from this direction. Turn the filter upside down and you can wash it out in the sink in this direction, washing the dirt out of the filter. You can also lightly dust it, you can vacuum it if you want. They're pretty durable, pretty flexible. If you do tear one, we can get replacements. This filter here, the corrugated white one, is to help prevent mold or anything from growing inside the unit. Once you're done washing it, it's completely dry. You snap the insert back in and slide it right back into the unit, pop it into place, and then same thing on this side. You'll pop this filter, this insert off, clean the filter from the inside out, washing the dirt out of the filter, and then if you take like a bath towel, a face towel, and dab this filter, it'll dry it up really nicely. It's really important that these are dry before they go back in. This blue insert here is a carbon filter. This helps prevent any odors and stuff inside of the unit. This can be rinsed out, again, 100% dry before it goes back in. These filters will change about once a year, sometimes once every 2 years, depending on use of the unit. Some people only use these for cooling. Some people don't use them year-round, some people do. Again, they are heating and cooling, so you can use them and they're super efficient. So you'll pop this insert back in. Once this is 100% dry, this slides back in. It doesn't matter if the blue insert is on the left or the right, or this is on this side, makes no difference, they're both the same size. These units also are Wi-Fi ready. So up here in the right-hand corner, there's a little cube here. You can make these head units Wi-Fi so you can control them through your phone if you want to. That closes up nice and neat, and now we have your remote. Comes with a nice holder we can mount to the wall. It doesn't matter where the remote is as far as temperature. This is not a thermostat. Not a thermostat. Let me try that English again. This is not a thermostat. This is a remote. It will not sense temperature in the room. The temperature of the room is sensed through the top right-hand side of the head unit as it's passing over the head unit. It's the most accurate way to test it, because as it's going over the head, it's saying, oh, it's still kind of warm. I'm going to increase my cooling to help the room acclimate and balance out and get to the temperature that you're looking for. Same with heating. So on the remote, this is your standard Fujitsu remote. Power buttons on the top left. Your temperature selection button is these two right here. The mode button will change from heating to cooling to auto to fan and to dry. The fan speed will adjust the fan speed up and down in auto mode. Powerful is if you come home and, for example, and it's brutally hot in the room and you want it to cool kind of quickly, it'll run the fan at a very high stage, high cooling stage, and bring the temperature down in the room as quick as it can for about 10 minutes. After that 10 minutes, it'll kick back into its regular mode that you had it preset to, just to help get it comfortable quicker. And down here you have a swing button. So what this swing button does is this louver right here, which I will open, will make this oscillate up and down to kind of wash the room with heating and cooling. Your set button will set the louver at certain set points. Economy button is if you want this to run at even higher efficiency than it's technically designed for. What that does is it will run even more energy efficient wise, but we don't really recommend that for mostly is that what'll happen is if this was a 9,000 BTU unit, which actually I think it is, it will derate it to a 7,000 BTU, so you're gonna lose capacity. So what people will find is they'll put it in economy mode, they'll say, oh, it doesn't run quite as strong as it used to, it doesn't cool as well as it used to. Well, what happens is they put it in economy mode, and once we take it out of there, it runs just like it used to. So we usually suggest people not to use it because it's already so efficient in the first place. These buttons down here are your sleep timers and on and off timers that you could use. In the back of the remote, there's a little door that you'll struggle with. 2 AAA batteries. These batteries are good for about 2 years. What happens after 2 years is that you'll hit a button and you won't hear the beeping acknowledgement of your command. That's one indication. The other indication is that your display will not be very bright. So let's turn this on. Hit the power button. We got a green acknowledgement light that's going to stay on green. Right now we're set to heat and 68 auto fan. This might be hard to see, but I'll do my best. So we can change different modes. So heat. So auto we have, that'll change between heating and cooling automatically. So if you set it to 70, if it gets a little cool in the room, it's going to turn the heat on and bring it up to 70. If it gets a little warm in the room, it's going to turn the AC on and bring it down to that 70 degrees. The trick is that auto mode only works when you have one head unit on one condenser. If you have multiple heads on one condenser, auto mode does not work because you only have one condenser. So we're going to go to mode again. We're going to hit that. It's going to go to cool. 68 degrees, so we can change that to whatever we want. And every time you hit a command, you should hear a beep. Hit mode again for dry. Dry mode is a dehumidify. It's not necessarily a dehumidifier. What it does is it runs the compressor in high stage and the fan on low stage, making that coil nice and cool. And it does dehumidify, and then the water gets taken right outside. And the next one is fan. So you can just run the fan. It just circulates the room air. It doesn't take any outside air in. So if you just want to move the air around. So now we're back in heat mode. And this goes from 88 degrees down to 60 degrees. And you can change, your fan is in the bottom right. So if you hit the fan speed, you can change that. High, medium, low. Now it's high. Back to auto. You should hear a beep every time you make a command to make sure that the head unit knows what you're asking it to do. Your powerful button is for cooling mode, so you can ramp it as high as, really high mode for about 10 minutes and it'll come back down. Your swing will oscillate this louver right here very slowly up and down. Your set button, if you watch, will change this direction here in steps. So let's move a little bit, beep, move a little bit, beep, move a little bit. And when you set it to cooling mode, this louver will sit right here and it wants to throw the air across the room, get it to drop, and then recycle the air. It's the most efficient way for it to do that. In heating mode, we're going to turn this up. Make sure we get that acknowledgement. Heating mode is going to start like this. So what it's doing right now is it's ramping up the compressor slowly and heating up this coil. Once that coil gets warm, this louver will drop down. And the reason it's doing that is it doesn't want to just ramp up the fan while it's warming up the coil because it's going to feel like cool air coming out. So it wants to preheat that coil, so to speak, and then ramp up the fan, and then you'll see this louver will eventually drop. It always takes a few minutes. So the other thing I can show you is inside of this head unit, is little tabs. We usually preset these for our customers depending on the layout of the room. So if you had like a wall here and you wanted to go straight down the hallway, we would keep them straight. If you had a really wide room and this was in the middle wall, we would spread them out so we can wash the room in a wide direction. So they're here on the side. So we're gonna leave that one in the middle. I'm gonna put that one to the side. So this room here is kind of long, so it's gonna go straight down this way and go in the direction of the camera. Other than that, that's pretty much it. We like to keep them close to the ceiling. There is a minimum height we need so it can pass enough air over the top. That's pretty much it. So we have certain clearances we have to meet to make sure that we can service it and it's going to have enough airflow. So we'll just wait here for a minute, wait for the louvers to drop, and then you'll be able to see what it looks like in heating mode. But you'll see when you first go into heating, you know, that'll happen. These lights up here, the screen lights are acknowledgement light. Sometimes in heating mode only, you may see, and it seems to be in the middle of the night for some reason, this green light will blink on and blink off slowly. Blink on, blink off. And that means it's in what's called defrost mode. Every heat pump goes into defrost. It keeps the coil outside from freezing up so it'll keep working. Once it's done that, it's about a 10-minute time. It'll come back and you'll just see a solid green light and then it's back up and running again. There's nothing you have to do, it's a normal process. This here, light here is for a timer. If you set a timer, it's going to acknowledge that through when you set it on the remote. This button here is your economy mode, the button we don't suggest that you use. If that light is on, it's in economy mode, it's going to derate the unit, it's going to run at a lesser capacity. This last light is for your Wi-Fi, so if you do get the Wi-Fi module, we put it in for you and it's connected to your Wi-Fi, that light will be on. This here is not a button, it's just a center for the remote. So other than that, we'll just awkwardly stand here and wait for the louver to drop. Don't forget to keep tuned to our station, our channel. Again, we do a lot of different things. Tom and I are always doing different projects. We do a lot of saltwater fishing, so summertime when the season starts, there'll be a lot of interesting fishing videos. We see a lot of whales, a lot of sharks, giant bluefin tuna, things of that nature. So it's pretty exciting in the summertime, so we'll be doing videos about that too. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel, helps support us. It kind of gets our company out there a little bit. We're just two brothers working together, trying to get something going, and we've been in business since 2012, so over 10 years, and we really love doing it. So we figured we'd start a channel and put it out there. If this doesn't start soon, I may have to start dancing to keep you entertained. There we go, folks. Louver's dropping down. So now that coil is warm enough for it to start really producing heat. So what'll happen is the fan will start to ramp up. I have this turned up all the way, but they'll start to ramp up and produce heat. So it does take a few minutes, but that's normal. So we just want to put the video out for our customers to be able to view after the installation is done, after we've gone over everything. Everything's tested up and running, but just to give them one more chance to be like, oh, what did they say about this? It maybe answer some questions for them. Other than that, guys, ladies, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate the business and we appreciate the support of the channel. Don't forget, thumbs up, like, subscribe, tell your friends and family. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.